Good evening. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Friday night. You know what that means? Time for some SciFridays. As always, I'm your host, the Captain, bringing you the best in sci-fi from years gone by. Not gonna lie, Captain is rearranging some stuff in the lair. Move some stuff, as you guys can tell. I'm also sitting way up because I am currently on my stool, man. I put the chair across the room, but I bought this sucker a while back. Boom! My Thanos chair to go with my arcade cabinet across there because that is what I does. Uh, Maybe one of these days I'll do a tour of the shop of not the shop, but of the captain's lair. You'll just see video games and comic books and toys everywhere, like everywhere. So as always, I'm gonna get this knocked out of the way first. SciFridays is brought to you by RU Game, the best comic book, collectible, video game, magic, toy, movie, and more store located at 124 North Sunset Drive, Piqua, Ohio, 45356. So, man, we've been having this discussion at the shop. And even had discussion with my kids because I probably showed my kids stuff way too early. As I've told you guys before, the story of taking my son Brandon at 1 year old to go see Blade in a theater. And he was good. He stayed quiet through the whole entire thing. He sat right there on my lap. Boom. Whole movie. So, yeah. I want to know how old you were. If you remember, did your parents, grandparents, or whatever take you to go see inappropriate movies for your age when you were little? I mean, I know for a fact my grandpa took me to go see Conan. I was 8 years old because I read the Conan books and I was reading the Conan comics, and my grandpa thought, my boy likes Conan, I'm going to take him to see Conan. I don't think he knew that that was R for boobies and violence. And that started my love for boobies and violence. I do love both. If anybody has ever seen my wife, you'll know. So, but I want to know. Let me know, and let me know what movie you were. Because man, I've seen so many. Because I was a latchkey kid, so I watched so many inappropriate movies. But it wasn't that my parents took me or whatever. It's just that I had horrible supervision as a child. So I watched whatever I wanted to watch when I wanted to. Well, I can't say whenever I wanted to watch because there was a time, children, when you watched cable and you had to go look at the guide. You were like, look at the guide going, well, it says Jaws is on at 5 on Showtime, but Last Starfighter is on HBO at 4:45. What do I want to watch today? And you'd have to do that. You'd have to schedule. And now you don't because it's all streaming. You just watch it when you want to watch it. So I watched totally inappropriate movies as I try to yawn and talk at the same time during that time period. I just watched a documentary on fascism and horror in movies. I watched Ilsa, She Wolf the SS, when I was way too young. Way, man. I don't even think I was in junior high yet. And I watched that, and that was inappropriate as hell for a child. I think it's inappropriate as hell for an adult. But, though, want to know, completely inappropriate movies. Which one's the first one you remember watching, and did you watch it because your parents took you to go see it, or a grandparent, or something like that? Let me know. So, we are keeping cruising along. We're in space, and we're in a dump in a garbage truck. And we are going back to Quark. A lot of people, you really like Quark. And I feel bad because we are almost done. Quark is a very short series. Fun series, but man, short, so short. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time as we're talking. But we are going to go on along with Quark episode 6. And this is All the Emperor's Quasi-Worms. Quasi-norms. All the Emperor's quasi-norms. There we go. Part uno. Enjoy.
Quark.
Oh, palindrome. What's wrong?
Nothing much. The head's a little disturbed. I sent a commander off in the wrong direction.
That doesn't sound so terrible.
He's been heading in that direction for 7 years.
Oh, that's not good.
No. And I ordered 1 million wrong helmets. I forgot Romulans have noses on the back of their heads. Quark, the head wants to give you an assignment.
Is it adventure, palindrome?
You're gonna love it.
Commander Quark, the starship Belcro has just traveled for 27 years in order to become our ally. Their leaders must understand that the United Galaxy strives to preserve peace and goodwill.
I'm going to be a goodwill ambassador.
And so, Quark, after 27 years, their garbage hatch is filled to the brim. Pick it up. The galaxy ad infinitum.
It's garbage again. Star note. Garbage, the final frontier. But no matter what our task, I know my able and loyal crew will approach the assignment with their usual efficiency and determination.
I hate this mission.
Gene!
It's a piece of space fluff. I'm telling you, Commander, I gotta break me some heads, get me some Gorgies, crush some slime people. Yeah.
Well, we all have to keep busy, Gene.
Commander, I've got an alien ship starboard.
We're nowhere near the Belcro yet. Make contact. Have them identify themselves.
Commander, they've jammed our signals and are speeding away from us.
Sounds like they've got something to hide.
Well, let's go get him, Commander.
I'll decide that, Gene. Ficus, which regulation do you think applies in this situation?
A United Galaxy commander may elect to board and search any vessel not responding to an inquiry.
Betties, let's go get them.
We'll catch them, Commander.
Way to go, little space buddy.
Little space buddy?
We're catching him. We'll teach those guys a lesson they'll never forget. Right, Commander?
Sure, Gene. Ficus, have you got a reading on that ship yet?
It appears they are approximately 20 times bigger than we are, have 6 photon death rays, and a deflector shield which our weapons cannot penetrate.
Our weapons cannot penetrate?
Sir, we couldn't interrupt a small dinner party on that ship.
Betties, turn the ship around.
Commander, I thought you said we were gonna teach them a lesson.
I think they've learned their lesson, Gene. Betties, turn it around.
Commander, we have a problem. They're turning around too.
They're turning around? You mean they're chasing us? Ficus, who are they?
Well, Commander, there are 3 possibilities. Either they are the dreaded Gorgons, in which case we'll probably all be killed, or they're the allies of the dreaded Gorgons.
Ficus, I don't have time for long lists.
In which case we'll probably also be killed.
Ficus, what you're saying is that all possibilities end in our death. Betties, contact Perma 1.
We can't. They've jammed our controls. Commander, we've been captured and they've got us in a tractor beam and they're taking us aboard their ship.
We're prisoners.
That was my next possibility, Commander.
Star note. I have been captured by Zorgon the Malevolent, the most vicious Gorgon space pirate and half-brother to the High Gorgon himself. Garbage is beginning to look good.
Gorgons. Commander, can we talk?
Not now, Gene.
All right.
What have you got to say for yourselves?
We give up.
Who is the commander who dared chase Zorgon the Malevolent?
He is.
Gene, I'll handle this. I'm a commander first class in the United Galaxy Starfleet.
I didn't know we had a new shipment of prisoners. Beauty is to the soul, as rain is to the trees.
And rain is to the trees as beauty is to the soul.
Yeah. I'm a commander first class in the United Galaxy Starfleet. I signaled your ship to identify yourself. You did not.
I am willing to grovel.
What is it that they should call you?
I'm Ficus Pandorata. I am a Vegeton.
You certainly are.
As I was saying, it was my duty to check on you myself. I demand the release of my crew and my ship under Article 5, Section 7 of the United Agreed Statutes.
You dare demand of me? Throw these people in the prison chamber.
Prison? Never. I'd rather die.
Gene.
You'd rather die?
Yeah, we all would.
Gene, don't help.
No Gorgon's gonna throw me in prison. Anyone who tries, I'll rip his kneecaps off.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Violence is not the answer to man's problems.
That man confuses me. Kill him.
No, wait, please. You don't understand. She's a transmute. I promise if you'll spare his life, she won't bother you anymore.
Emperor Zorgon, Emperor Zorgon, Emperor Zorgon. Can I be on your side?
Daddy, spare the transmute. I don't want to upset the Vegeton.
Oh, very well. I never can refuse my daughter. For now, Libido. Quark, you'll remain here. Take the others to the prison chambers.
Thank you. I think you'll find I relate well in group situations.
Yes, I'll sign it, Max. Believe me, I'll sign. Okay. What? No, Dink, don't be silly. Everybody can't be 6 feet tall. Going bald? No, believe me, you're not even thinning. Look, Dink, if it's about your emotional traumas, I don't want to hear about it. The head almost fired me just now. What? Quark has disappeared. We can't disappear. We got the finest technology in the galaxy. And listen, if the head finds out about this, we could be back in the mines faster than the greased quasi-norm. What do you mean you don't know? Will you just go find Quark, please? Will you just go find him? Come on, move out there. Move along. Quark, where are you?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Star Note. Wow.
We spend many evenings this way. My daughter means more to me than anything else in the universe. Except, of course, the universe itself. This surprises you?
No. She had to get that rhythm from someone. Look, Zorgon, I don't see any reason for my crew and me to be delayed any further.
Quark! I like you, Quark. People like to gossip. They don't know the real Emperor Zorgon. Ask me what my dream is. Ask me.
What's your dream?
To be absolute dictator of the entire universe. What? Do you say I was mad?
No.
Yes.
No. You're very goal-oriented.
You know what the others say? They say that I dwell too much on torture and murder. They say that I kill for the joy of it. They say I wipe out whole civilizations at the touch of a button.
Are they right?
Oh, yes.
Star Note, whoever they are, they know what they're talking about.
We gotta get out of this pit. I'm telling you, I can't take it anymore.
Ficus, what's happening?
It would appear the walls are closing in upon us.
Hey, I don't want to be crushed.
Being crushed is bad for my future.
Ficus, we gotta do something. I'm telling you, You don't care, do you? You never really care, do you?
Interesting you should ask that, Gene. You see, as a Vegeton, I remain cool and crisp even while being crushed by walls.
Yeah, well, you ain't gonna remain cool and crisp if they turn you into a salad. Come on, Andy, give
My
me a
life
hand.
is flashing before me.
I love to see a beautiful meteor shower, the moons rising over Nova, the lovely rainbow hues of the rings around Felix.
Zorgon, I demand the immediate release of my ship.
I like you, Quark. You remind me a lot of me when I was your age. Now, you tell me where it is, and I'll let you go.
Where what is?
I can play games too, Quark. Where is it?
It?
Perhaps this will refresh your memory.
What are you doing?
Where is it?
Where is what?
It.
It?
It.
What is it?
Whoever one sent you to fetch it, didn't they? You're an undercover agent.
I'm on a garbage run.
You lie, you're an agent. Where is it?
You've got to stop those walls.
For the last time, Quark, where is it?
I swear, I don't have any idea what it is. Stop it! Turn off your walls!
Will you tell me where it is?
I'll tell.
Very well, then. Right now, Quark, where is it?
It is on asteroid Rumbar.
Asteroid Rumbar. Are you sure?
Believe me, it's there.
Because if it isn't Quark, you shall die.
What is it?
Don't ask. We arrive at asteroid Rumbar in 6 hours. Zorgon wants me with him when we land. When he sees I've been bluffing, I'll be killed. We'll all be killed.
Oh, Grot.
Don't swear, Andy.
Sir, I just had a thought. If we were to rechannel the sonar valves with the Octio Sumnaset,
Ficus.
thereby
Ficus, spit it out.
spitting it out, sir, Andy could blow open that door.
Sure. Andy's got enough power in his control box here. And if Ficus is right, we could blast that door into a billion space specs. Of course, if he's wrong,
Gene, please finish that statement. I don't recall a vote being taken on this. Gene, finish your statement. I'm surrounded by assassins.
Are you ready, Gene?
ready, Commander.
I'm not ready. I'm filled with doubt and fear.
Okay. Let her go.
Gene, as a personal favor, I would like a blindfold.
That should do it.
Does this mean I'm not dead?
Betty, check the hall.
Guards, Commander!
We'll have to fight Gene.
Actually, I'm not into this macho role-playing, Commander.
Don't do this to me now. I need your male side.
Many times what we think we need is not really what is best.
You know, that's true, Commander. Many times our subconscious has a
Ficus! Gene, Andy, get back to the ship. Contact Palindrome. Tell him we've been captured by Zorgon and we need his help.
Communication, help. Those are the sides of the military I feel most in tune with.
Go, go, run, run.
Andy, let's
Coming. At last, a plan I like. Running.
Sorry, miss. I said I was sorry.
Take him back to the prison chambers.
Gene and Andy should have gotten through by now, don't you think?
Sir, Gene and Andy together would be lucky to be able to tie a bow. I highly recommend you getting a new plan.
I've got an idea, Adam.
What is it, Betty?
The Empress Libido is in love with Ficus. Maybe she'd help him.
That's a very good thought, Betty.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Betty.
What makes you think the Empress is in love with me?
We can tell.
Are you saying that the Empress Libido is manifesting that condition that you animals refer to as romantic affection at initial visual perception?
Yes, Ficus. Love at first sight. It's worth a shot. Guard! Tell Empress Libido that Mr. Pandorado would like an audience with her. Now, Ficus, when Zorgon calls me to his bridge to witness the landing on asteroid Rumbar, I could capture him and use him as a hostage to make our escape. What you have to do is get Empress Libido to leave a gamma gun for me under Zorgon's throne.
Why would the Empress help you capture her own father?
She will if you ask her at the right moment.
Will she tell me when that moment has arrived?
Not in so many words.
In how many words exactly?
Ficus. We'll show you. I think one of you will be enough for this demonstration. Try it with Betty. Now, after a while, libido will start repeating your name over and over again.
Adam, ficus. Adam, ficus. Adam, ficus. Ficus.
Then, okay. Then her breathing will become irregular. When all this happens, you ask her for the gun.
When all this happens, shouldn't I call the doctor?
No, Ficus. It's all very normal. It's how we humans love.
And Ficus, bring her flowers for her gown.
Bring her flowers? That would be a sin.
A sin? But flowers are so romantic.
To you, they are romantic. To a vegeton, a flower is a blood brother. Why, my pinning a flower to a woman's gown would be like you strapping a lamb chop to your dress.
Star note. Ficus has a strange way of putting things.
Why do I have to be chained to you?
Believe me, this is not my idea of making whoopee.
Someone's coming. Come on, in here.
The Empress Libido requests the presence of Mr. Ponderata.
It worked.
Hurry, Ficus. There's not much time until we reach Asteroid Rumbar.
To be exact, there are 3 hours and 9 minutes.
Go.
Good luck, Ficus.
Ficus, I don't want the Bettys to hear this, but when you're with libido, keep repeating, yes, of course, I'll respect you in the morning.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course, I'll respect you in the morning.
That's it. Ficus, remember, our lives are in your hands.
Yes, of course, I'll respect you in the morning. Commander, grammatically speaking, shouldn't the verb respect in that
Star note. Hopefully, there is life after death.
Before the object of the preposition.
Jane, chained to you is not my way of planning for a bright future.
Ah, Professor Markov, you're late. I've been looking for you. Shall we go to the lecture room? We've all been looking forward to your speech on the care and operation of it.
Ah, yes. My speech, of course. Mm-hmm.
Speech.
This should be a very interesting speech.
Nurse.
Professor. Right this way.
Ficus, do you love me?
No, but I will respect you in the morning.
Rhoda, you're the most nowhere man I've ever met. You just don't have anything.
Thank you. Libido, you must help us. The commander must have a gamma gun left under your father's throne. Now, before we reach Asteroid Rumbar.
Ficus, I just kissed you. Didn't you feel anything?
Yes, I felt the application of your epidermis upon my own, then a slight pressure accompanied by a rise in temperature.
Ponderata, you're supposed to feel something special.
Oh. Libido, this is where we're going to have a problem. You see, where I come from, we don't kiss, we pollinate.
Pollinate? Can I do that?
Watch what I do and repeat after me. Now watch carefully and listen. Can you do that?
Move over.
Is it good for you?
I think so. Is this what you vegetons find pleasurable?
It would appear so.
What do we do now?
We wait for the bee.
Libido! What's going on here? What are you doing?
We were pollinating, sir.
Pollen! A vegeton pollinating with my daughter? Seize him! And you, get up off that floor. I'm just glad your mother isn't alive to see this. Place him on the rack.
Oh, no! Oh, I love him.
But he's a Vegeton.
But, Daddy, this is year 2226.
I don't care what year it is. Take him away.
Beep, 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 beep,
Stop that!
We're arriving at Asteroid Rombar. Emperor Zorgon will see you now.
But we may never see you again, Adam.
Be brave, Betties. Even if Gene and Andy don't get through, there's always Libido and Ficus. I'm sure the gun will be underneath the throne. Besides, Palindrome probably has a squadron of starships combing the galaxy for us right now.
I have just talked to the commander of the goodwill ship Velcro. He says he is no longer filled with goodwill. He is filled with garbage.
Garbage. Oh, sir, I've always enjoyed your sense of humor. Such wit, such brilliance.
Where is Quark?
Oh, well, sir, we've been trying to get to you. It seems Quark has, disappeared.
Disappeared? Palindrome, you are suspended until you find Quark.
Am I suspended with or without privileges? In other words, can I get to keep my life support unit, my long-distance telescreens, etc., or am I cut off altogether? Oh, well, we'll talk about it later. Oh, I wish I was dead.
2 minutes to landing, Your Highness.
2 minutes to landing! Ah! Ha ha! Did you hear that, Quark?
Yes.
I believe in you, Quark. If you say that it is there, I have every faith in your judgment. Of course, if it's not there, I'll have to kill you. You understand my position, don't you?
Of course.
A man who has traveled from very far away, at great expense, to explain the inner workings of it. A man who needs no introduction, Professor Markov.
There's no way out. We're goners.
Professor, they're all yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, hello and hi. I suppose what y'all really want to hear about is it. Well, the first thing I should discuss with you is the spelling of it. I spell it I-T.
You are dying.
Look at the telescreen, Quark.
Why are you doing that again?
Touchdown, minus 15 seconds.
It had better be there, Quark.
Did Ficus get the gamma gun?
Let me see.
Not so fast, Zorgon.
Oh? Why not?
Why not? Why not? Why not? Because I think you'll learn to live a little longer if you, take life, slower. That's why.
Well, thank you very much, Quark, for your concern, but I'm in excellent health. I see you found my music box. It's brought me so much joy. Put it down.
Star note. Ficus did not get the gamma gun. My life is over. I've enjoyed it.
Are all conditions according to legend?
The equinox is fast approaching. The constellation Lupi is aligned with Delure, and the planet Pupu is rising.
Congratulations, Quark! It's here!
It is? Are you sure?
Yes, just as you said it would be.
Star note. I don't even know what it is.
Now that I have it, all the galaxy will cower at my feet. The Gorgons will rule over all the planets. We will destroy the head and Perma-1 and replace them with the rule of the High Gorgon. And Quark, it's all because of you!
Hello. Well, to help pay off that second on his house, Ed has opened up a fruit stand on the side. But the best seller turns out not to be a fruit at all, but the Bartles and James Premium Red Fruit-Flavored Cooler. Ed says this is because it tastes like the best of all these fruit flavors put together, only all in a single bottle. So look for Ed's new fruit-flavored Premium Red Cooler in the produce section of your store. If it's not there, it'll sure be around someplace. Thank you for your support.
This fall, everyone is sharing in the magic that is Dolly Parton.
They told me, you want to succeed in television, you got to have big numbers. Well, if that's the case, I believe I'm going to be on television a long time.
Dolly, beginning September 27th.
Under its hood. Jeep Comanche doesn't just stand apart. It stands alone.
Get 1.9 financing or up to $1,000 cash back on select 87 Cherokees and Comanches.
Sunday's The New Adventures of a Disney Classic.
This is weird.
Harry Anderson is the new absent-minded professor. Then it's an hour of Family Ties laughs as group therapy sends Alex to Dad for advice. Then Dad visits day by day and gets nosy.
Is that your real nose?
2 hours of holiday weekend fun Sunday.
Come to the Santa Parade this Saturday.
Don't miss the extra savings. 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. tomorrow only. The first big day of the 3-day post-Thanksgiving sale at Macy's.
Here's some good news. Through Tuesday, you can get a free 2-liter bottle of Pepsi or Slice when you spend $5 at Rayleigh's.
Limit one with coupon and look for Rayleigh's 36-page holiday gift guide.
This is full of great ideas and great gifts for the holidays. I found Neutrogena hair and skin products in the gift guide, $1.50 off regular price with gift guide coupon.
And Cascade Automatic Dishwasher Detergent, 65-ounce package, $2.59. And be sure and pick up that free bottle of Pepsi.
Specials in Rayleigh's holiday gift guide are good through December 6th.
So stay tuned.
To Rayleigh's Superstores.
All right, so the captain, in the process of rearranging everything, moved my stuff and I forgot where I put it. Because I do that a lot. I can forget what I'm talking about in the middle of talking about what I'm talking about that I forget. Brain damage. Alcoholism. Watch it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I am a firm believer. Do not do that. I did it for a very long period of time, and I don't think I've still recovered from it. So, yeah, don't do it. So, I hope you guys still like Quark. I hope you're having fun with it, because we've only got a couple more episodes left to go and we're done. So, we're going to go back to the Filmation universe, back to Dr. Smith in space. We're going back to Space Academy. Space Academy, a lot of reused sets, a lot of reused miniatures. I'm not gonna lie, man, I dig the miniatures, man. The Space Academy miniature is a really well done miniature for television. And this is in a time, because this is, in the age of Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica and all that stuff. They really tried, man. Filmation really kind of busted their butts with the Arc 2, with Jason. I keep wanting to say Jace because I talked about Jason stuff earlier today. And Space Academy. They put effort forward. And I got to admit that from Filmation, who is the kings of using repetitive stuff. They really knocked it out of the ballpark with those shows. So... this is Space Academy, episode A Dose, and this is Castaways in Time and Space. Sounds like a Doctor Who episode. So, enjoy.
Welcome to man's most magnificent achievement in the conquest of space, the man-made planetoid, Space Academy.
founded in the star year 3732. Here we have gathered young people from the farthest reaches of all the known worlds. They have been chosen for their unique abilities and are being trained to cope with the mysterious, the unknown, the unpredictable dangers lurking in the vast darkness of space. So far, our investigation of the black hole shows negative results. All instrument readings 0.
Same here, Commander. Our computer says there's nothing there.
Very well, Chris. We're going in closer.
Yes, Commander.
You're cheating, people.
Negative. I am not programmed to cheat, only to win.
Well, maybe you'd better be reprogrammed.
All right, you two. Enough.
Well, I'm not gonna finish this game.
Sore loser.
Hello, Nick.
Hi, Chris. How's the black hole probe going?
Well, we're coming up with a lot of questions, but no answers. Hi, I'm Chris Gentry. You must be Paul Jerome. Welcome to Blue Team 1.
Thanks. Paul's from a new colony on Cedo, Chris.
Oh, I hear that's a pretty rough place to live. Almost a new frontier settlement.
Get along, Captain.
I'm sure you do. And it's Chris. We're on a first-name basis here on the team. Paul.
I'll remember that.
And I'm Adrian.
Chris, the commander has given us permission to try linking with each other.
I'm ready.
Linking?
Yes, Chris and his sister Laura have a special gift of transferring thought from one mind to another. Laura's out right now with the commander charting the limits of the black hole, whatever that is.
A black hole is a blank spot on the celestial charts. It reflects no graphitic or magnetic stress lines.
Boy, you really know your stuff, don't you, Paul?
As I said, I get along.
Go ahead, Laura.
I feel nothing. Just emptiness. No weight. Do you feel it, Chris?
Yes, something's there. Beyond the black hole. Strange. Changed. Inside out.
It frightens me. We've never found anything like this before.
Deeper, Laura. Now, trust your mind.
What happened, Laura?
I'm not sure. Chris, did you understand it?
No, but one thing.
There is something beyond the black hole. Something strange. Different. Laura, something's happening. What is it?
Chris, we've hit something. A force field, something. Chris, everything's crazy. Commander Gampo. Chris, I think the commander's hurt. Chris, we've fallen into the black hole.
Laura! Commander Gampu, come in. Come in. They're gone. degrees starboard. Full circle.
We've made that circle 5 times already.
Then make it 6.
Okay, Chris.
This is the Academy. Come in, Seeker.
Adrian, have you heard anything?
I'm sorry, Chris. All the ships in the area have reported in. They found no trace. Deputy Commander Brooks wants to know if you found any signs. Perhaps debris from the shuttle.
Negative. We have found nothing.
In that case, you're to return to the Academy. Deputy Commander's orders. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, that's it.
No, it isn't.
Chris, you've got to face it. Laura and Gampu are gone.
No. I'd know it. Take us in closer, Paul.
You heard the orders.
They can wait.
Hey, look, I'm sorry about your sister, Captain. But an order is an order.
Well, this team is ignoring those orders.
With just you calling the shots? Hey, I don't buy that. Where I come from, a man is obligated only to one person. Himself.
Oh, I see. So you're a loner.
That's right. And I like it that way.
Well, maybe I can change your mind.
Stop it, Chris. It isn't Paul's fault. We all have to obey orders.
And I'm giving one. Lieutenant Jerome, take us in closer. Now.
No, Chris. Keep away. Danger, Chris. Danger.
Laura, you're alive.
We're all right. But Gambu's hurt. Through planet. We crashed. Can't help us. Chris, get back. Get away. Danger.
Warning, we are running into a violent disturbance.
Boy, that was rough. Whatever happened to Laura and Gampu must have happened to us.
Laura, she's alive. You heard her?
We heard nothing, Chris. Nothing.
But it was Laura. She's alive. They crashed on a planet through the black hole. Gampu's hurt. They need help. We've got to get through to them.
The deputy commander said...
I'm going after them. Now, I tell you, they're alive. We can't leave them there.
There's something near the black hole that acts as a disruptor beam. It'll smash our controls and destroy our power packs. Even if we got through, Chris, it would be in a dead ship.
I'm going after them. Now, you can bail out. Your support badges will keep you alive until the Academy sends a rescue ship.
No way. You're not leaving me out of this. You said Gampu was hurt. You may need a doctor.
Blow the hatch and bail out, Paul. You'll be all right.
Take my chances here.
Well, I thought you were the guy that always played the main chances.
Maybe I am. Now, how do we get through that thing?
We'll attain star speed. Star speed. Kill all power sources.
Killing power sources.
And drift through the black hole in the force field.
The force field isn't working. I am unable to correct.
The ship can't stand much more of this.
We made it through. Now what?
We find Laura and Gampu.
Well, at least we know that the black hole isn't a myth.
Laura, it's important that you save yourself.
Chris will find us. I know he will.
Your faith in your brother is commendable. For both our sakes, I hope it's justified.
He's never failed me yet.
Why don't you try and contact Laura?
Laura, can you hear me?
Chris, you've come.
Did you think I wouldn't?
Gampu Gampu needs help, Chris. Hurry!
Tigar, I've contacted Laura. Gampu's hurt. We've got to find them.
No power. Nothing. Everything's dead.
The planet's gravitational pull will drag us down. We'll crash. We have no lift.
Link with me, Laura. The way we do when we try to move things with our minds. Help us. You have to help us land.
I don't know if we can.
We can. We must. Try hard. Lift, Laura. Now. Lift. Again. We're doing it, Laura. Lift.
Chris, I'm tiring. Getting weaker. I can't.
Just a little longer, Laura. Lift.
It's all right. We can make it.
I have some control, enough to land.
Let's get going. We've got to find Laura and Gampu. We better find them before this whole place shakes apart.
I'll stay here and convert the thrust to negative polarization.
What happened to it?
It's invisible. Let's get out of here, now! Come on! All right, you keep going. I'll try and lead him away.
Chris has pulled him off our tail. Come on, let's go. Chris, over here! There's a cave! There he is.
Well, we can't just sit here.
Then think of something.
But do it quietly.
I think I'll take a peek outside.
They say when things look really bad for you, you think about your past life. But all I can think about is the future. Does that mean anything?
It means that you will survive because you're strong and courageous.
Thank you, Commander. But if I am, I learned it from you.
You've always been a splendid student, and it pleases me that my teaching has been so fruitful.
Thanks, Commander.
He's not gonna move. I think he's gonna wait us out.
We've got to get to Laura and Gampu.
Sorry, but my family didn't raise any foolish kids.
I didn't expect you to volunteer. People! Come in, people.
People, do you read me? Come in, people.
Go ahead, Chris.
Listen, people, we're in a cave 200 meters due west of the Seeker with a rather hungry-looking monster outside. Cave dimensions.
Width, 4 meters. Height, 10 meters.
4 meters by 10 meters. Go ahead.
I want you to lay down a gravity ray.
I'll get it all I can, Chris, but our power is very low.
If you can just get him to doze off for a minute, we'll be on our way.
Maybe.
The force field's working, full force.
Look, we can still make it back to the ship.
You can make it back.
Come on, keep moving.
You know, figures Pa will go back to the ship. You know, I've seen some guys pretty wrapped up in themselves.
Pa's from a pioneer colony. Survival's the name of the only game played there.
It's the only game he's ever known.
One for one and the rest take care of themselves, huh?
People learn and change. Come on, we gotta keep going.
Oh, Commander, don't try to get up.
Since you won't leave me, Laura, I must try to be of some use.
Hey, come on.
It's Paul.
Come on. Yeah, come on, over here.
Let's turn them around. It's like you said, Chris. People learn, and they change.
Yeah. Come on, let's find Laura and Gampu.
Okay.
Right over here. Come on, follow me.
They've come for us. Commander, they're here.
Laura!
Oh, Chris, I knew you'd come for us. Tigger. Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Well, as long as I was in the neighborhood, I thought I'd drop by.
It's my leg.
Something tells me you're gonna be up and around in 24 hours.
I hope so. Just the sight of all of you makes me feel so much better. I see you've brought Paul along.
I'm mighty glad we did, too. He really came through when we needed him.
Paul fancies himself a loner, but I've always thought of him as a worthy addition to our team.
How do you feel, Commander?
Much better. Laura, this is Paul Jerome.
Welcome, Paul.
Thank you.
You know, I think it might be a pretty good idea if we got out of here.
Whatever you say, you're the doctor. Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, did you finally get the negative polarization, people?
Of course. While you were out running around, I was working.
All right, Paul. Full negative. Now.
He's still there.
Maybe he's wishing us a bon voyage.
He's probably delighted that we've left his world. After all, we were the invaders.
He's probably a loner who's got no friends and doesn't know what it's like to be on a team.
Sorry, Loki.
But it wasn't your turn. You're cheating, people.
I do not cheat.
Oh, no? Then how come I never win?
It will be best if I did not answer that.
Very funny. Okay, one more game. And if I don't win this one, I'll make your bed for a whole week.
It will be a pleasure. Let's go.
Hello, people. I was looking for the commander. How is he?
Oh, he's just about as good as new. Tigger has him working out exercises in the gymnasium.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You must be Loki?
Right. And you must be Paul. Pleased to meet you, Paul. I heard what you did out there. That's really something. Where are you from?
Well, Earth Colony Ceto. How about yourself?
I wish I knew.
Loki was found on the planet Ceylon. He doesn't remember how he got there or where he came from.
Oh, I see. Well, Loki, I know what it's like to be alone, too. And maybe, just maybe, I can figure out some way to help.
Camelopardis, that would be great.
And what do you know about Camelopardis?
Well, it just means, wow.
It means much more than that. It happens to be real.
Real what?
A real star cluster. Sort of a large, straggling, circupolar constellation. None of its stars any brighter than the 4th magnitude.
I didn't know that.
And in December, come midnight culmination. Oh, Loki, watch out. It's really quite a sight to see.
How come you know so much, Paul?
Oh, just a lucky guess. And a little bit of studying. Well, we will talk later.
Me too.
Yes, and you too, Peepo. See you fellas later.
like him.
He must have quite a memory bank. But shall we get back to our game?
People, do you think Paul can really help me find out where I'm from?
I think he can help, Loki. Just as all of us are doing. I think it's only a matter of time.
I like you people. You know, I might even let you win the game.
Camel parted.
Waterfalls are the wacky water games you fill up, then play all day.
Waterfalls. Give the button a push. Waterfalls. And watch him make a big whoosh.
I'm a star at Starboard. I'm Tic Tac Terrific.
Waterfalls, Wee Waterfalls, and Pocket Waterfalls, all from Milton Bradley.
Meet someone special. Call the Party World. 1-976-2020. Party with up to 8 exciting people at once. Or just listen in. 97 cents per minute based on a 10-minute call. Call 1-976-2020. Now.
It can be downright frustrating and difficult to get perfect orange juice. One with that pure, fresh squeeze taste, with no water added or taken away. But if you remember that no other major brand of juice comes closer to this, than this Tropicana Pure Premium, we think you'll find everything will just fall into place. Tropicana Pure Premium, also appearing in 96 ounces.
You know, I love arguing with people over who'd win in a fight, Daredevil or Nightwing. I will always 100% say Daredevil. And everybody's like, oh, he'll figure out he's deaf and be able to defeat him that way. I'm like, this is one-on-one. They just run across each other. They don't have time to prep or nothing like that. I say Daredevil wins every time. So, all right. Hope you guys still dig Space Academy. All right. So, I hope you're digging what we're laying down tonight, because we are going to continue with some Night Stalker. That's right. Some reboot Carl Kolchak. This is Night Stalker. I don't consider this Kolchak the Night Stalker. This is just Night Stalker, and the main dude ends up being called Carl Kolchak. I guess it's an homage. I think it's more of an homage than a reboot. So, you know, take it as you will. But this is episode 9. So this is really close. This is the last episode that aired on regular TV. Episode 10 did not come out until they put it on a SciFi channel. So this is the last network aired episode. This is Night Stalker, episode 9, Timeless. Enjoy.
In nature, predators cut off their prey from the pack, leaving them vulnerable, easy to attack. Modern society values independence, the strength to stand on our own, to make our own way. Forfeiting not only the comfort of home, but the bonds of family and community.
Gus, come on, bring it back.
in our isolation, we become weak. Perfect victims.
Gus! Gus, where are you?
Thanks for taking the time to see us, Dr. Shields.
I was surprised to get your call. The press doesn't usually take an interest in an accidental death.
Well, that's our question, whether the death of this woman, Jennifer Owens, was, in fact, an accident.
The decedent's body was severely decomposed and suffered significant post-mortem predation, but that was my conclusion, yes.
Based on the bruise on her head.
A contusion on her left temple, suggesting she fell, struck a rock, which knocked her unconscious.
So, in actuality, she died from...
exposure. She never regained consciousness, as far as I can tell.
Any idea why she'd be in that part of the park? It's relatively isolated.
Oh, I generally leave questions like that for the detectives, but her car was found close by, her purse inside. Maybe she went for a walk?
In high heels.
As I say, that's a police matter.
This post-mortem predation.
Yes.
What about the predation on her face?
What about it?
Something ate through her nose deep into her brain cavity. That's pretty extreme, wouldn't you say?
I suppose so, yeah.
As I understand it, the bite signature doesn't match any species native to this area.
Where did you get that? I didn't put that in my report.
Is there a possibility this particular predation could have occurred before she died?
Possible, but I don't see any of the defensive wounds that would suggest she was attacked that way.
Thank you for your time, Doctor.
Of course.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Come here. Come on. Now, do you see what I mean?
I hate to tell you this, but your boss's answers seem pretty convincing.
That's why I called you. I can't exactly go around his back and call the cops.
So what is it you think killed this woman?
I don't know exactly. But whatever it is, it's a mean-ass thing that chomps straight through her face and into her brain.
And you've been able to determine that, but the coroner in charge of the case hasn't because...
Because he lacks imagination.
Or maybe you have too much of it.
Look, all I'm saying is do your thing, ask questions, and you'll see that I'm right.
For a parent to outlive a child, it's not supposed to be. Every time I pack something in a box, it hits me again that she's never coming home.
Very sorry for your loss, Mrs. Owens. Your daughter disappeared 2 weeks ago, ma'am. Have you any idea why she would have been in that park that day?
We spoke often, but she lived her own life. I couldn't tell you where she was on any given day.
Did she have a boyfriend or, someone who could give us an insight into why she was there?
Oh, she didn't date much. Too busy with her work, I guess.
She was a real estate agent, right?
Yes. Worked long hours, every weekend. Married to her job.
I understand.
You don't think this was an accident, do you?
Well, that's what we're trying to determine.
Well, I don't care what anybody says. I know it wasn't.
Why would you say that, Mrs. Owens?
This was taken the day she got her real estate license. See that? That necklace belonged to my grandmother. It was an antique. Jenny never took it off. It wasn't found on her body.
Have you told the police you think she was robbed?
Nothing else was taken. I keep thinking, if only I'd never given her the necklace, maybe she'd still be alive today. How do I look?
You look beautiful.
What's the matter?
Nothing. It's a long day.
Aaron, worrying ages you.
Yes. You're right.
You're such a good son. You always listen to your mother.
Where are you going?
Out.
Hello. Marlene, how do you stay so beautiful?
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Oh. Oh, Aaron, how are you?
I didn't know you had a date tonight, Mother.
A mother can still have secrets.
Where'd you get this?
It's lovely, isn't it? Don't wait up.
Hey, you wanted to see this?
Yes. I have to say I'm a little embarrassed.
About what?
Well, if it weren't for your questions, we may have not ever thought to look for it. It's very time-consuming because it has to be done the old-fashioned way by examining the entire body with a magnifying glass, believe it or not. These are close-ups of the victim's neck. We found a needle mark injected right into the center of a freckle.
Oh my God. It's incredible.
But then this was a homicide.
With a very careful killer. I notified the detectives. As I say, I'm embarrassed that I missed this.
You have any idea what she was injected with?
Nothing came up in her talk screen the first time around.
Well, how is that possible?
It could have been a drug that moved quickly through her system, an anesthetic, for example. I ordered full blood work. But I'd say this definitely rules out the bite to the face as the cause of death, Mr. Kolchak.
Why is that?
There are a lot of animals in Los Angeles, but as far as I know, none of them carry around a hypodermic needle.
Right.
But I'm curious, how did you two know to ask about this case in the first place?
A necklace was taken.
A necklace?
Yeah, the dead woman's mother thought maybe that was the reason she was killed.
Hmm.
What do you say?
You were right. It was a homicide. He found a needle mark in her freckle.
He found a needle mark. No, I think you mean I found it. That's why I was trying to reach you this morning.
You found it?
Yeah, and it took me all night, too. Look, the only reason he called you is because I told him about it this morning.
Yeah, but it still doesn't make any sense.
What's that?
Well, the killer's so careful. He injects this woman in the center of her freckle to hide his crimes, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why be so careful if he's just gonna smash your head against a rock to kill her?
Exactly.
I don't know. But Dr. Shields is right. That wound to her face makes even less sense.
Look, I'm telling you, that's exactly what killed her, not this bump on her head that Dr. Credit Grabber is telling you about.
Marlene? Hello? Anybody home?
Door's open. I'm just getting ready.
Mind if I mix myself a drink?
Help yourself.
Marlene?
Yes?
I don't think your son likes me much.
What makes you say that?
He never seems too happy to see me.
Parents protect you, that's all. He likes to take care of you. I'm sure the more time you spend together, the more he'll like you. You just wait and see.
Are you all right?
Fine.
How do I look?
Amazing. Like you always do.
Beautiful. I've got to be quick. I've got to work this afternoon. I've got my necklace. I'll be right back.
She's a pretty woman.
She had a birthday coming up. Same as mine.
It's not fair to die so young.
No, it isn't. You got anything?
I've been on the phone with every zoologist and biologist in Southern California.
Kolchak, I thought you agreed that needle mark ruled out an animal attack.
I do, but, I'm wondering why an animal would eat into her flesh that way.
Why? Well, how about because it was hungry?
It chewed through her cartilage and bone, eating into her brain.
So you're saying if it was that hungry, why go to all the trouble?
And if it wanted to kill, why kill that way?
You ask the most interesting questions, you know that, Kolchak?
What do you got?
Well, I've spoken with most of her friends. No one had talked to her in days.
What about at her office?
She was a real estate agent, so she would have been showing houses on Saturday, but I've yet to locate her supervisor.
Hey, guys. I got something.
Where are you taking us?
This is the Beacon's old research morgue.
I forgot this place even existed. It's all the old newspaper files pre-1980.
Yeah, I like to come down here and look around, which is how I found it. Or rather, Titus did.
Who's Titus?
Speaking. Titus Berry. This is Carl Kolchak.
Hi.
And Perry Reed.
Jane said you found something.
Yeah, I was telling Titus about your story. About the woman whose face was bitten through.
Well, you know something about that.
Let the others scurry about, gathering their contemporary bits of gossip. Research. That is where the joy lies, and the fascination.
What did you find, Mr. Berry?
Oh, the impatience of youth. I have found something which you would never find on the internet or the World Wide Web, where historical events are erased from memory if no one is there to record them digitally.
Your point being?
This crime, it's happened before.
I remembered it the moment Jane described it to me.
When before?
November 17th, 1970.
1970?
Lois Arletta. Her body was dumped in Topanga Canyon Park after a disappearance 3 weeks earlier.
That sounds a little like the death we're investigating, Titus.
It's exactly like it, Miss Reed. Jane said something ate through a woman's nose and face into her brain.
So you're telling me the same thing happened 35 years ago as well?
The coroner's office stated the damage done to the victim's face was most likely the result of...
Animal predation.
The police investigate?
Yes, they did. The investigating officer is listed as Detective Collins.
And he never determined who or what killed this woman?
No, not her. Not any of them.
Any of them?
This woman was only the first.
There were 2 other victims besides Miss Arletta. Their bodies were found a few days later. All 3 of these women were killed the same way. Los Angeles history. Remember it or be doomed to repeat it.
Where have you been?
Aaron, why aren't you at work?
I left early.
What on earth for?
The police are investigating the death of Jennifer Owens.
How did that happen?
One of the assistants found a needle mark on her body. I've had to order blood work.
Okay, sit up.
2 reporters know about it. I tried to throw them off, but they know things.
Like what?
Like her necklace is missing.
You think this is her necklace?
Don't lie to me, Mother.
Watch your tone, young man. I'm older than you, and much wiser.
No, I know that.
You just need to trust me. I'm going to take care of everything. We are so close now.
Is it worth it, Mother?
You're asking me if it's worth having more time together. Of course it is. Oh, of course it is, darling.
Hello? Hello? Can I help you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to start.
No, I'm fine. Marlene Harmon?
Yeah, I was just outside. Lovely home, isn't it?
Oh, I'm not a client. I'm a reporter. I'm Perry Reed. I'm with the Los Angeles Beacon.
Oh, a reporter.
Yeah, I'm writing a story about Jennifer Owens. You were her supervisor, weren't you, Mrs. Harmon?
It's Miss. Yes, I was.
We think someone may have killed her.
Oh, my God.
Were you aware of anyone who disturbed her, or threatened her?
No.
Well, it might have been an older man.
Oh, so there is a suspect.
Not exactly. We're following kind of a hunch. Bit of a long shot, actually.
I see. I've always thought it's so dangerous being a pretty young woman like she was, showing these houses to strangers, all alone.
You think it might have been a client? Anything could happen in one of these empty houses. And no one would be around to help.
I don't suppose you'd allow me to review her calendar or her client list.
No, I can't do that. Not to a reporter, I'm sorry.
Oh, of course. No, I understand. Here's my card. My home number's written on the back. If you can think of anything at all, please call.
I hope you won't find it inappropriate, but I just have to say, you're such a beautiful girl.
Thank you.
Such amazing skin. What I wouldn't give to be your age again. It's all so fleeting, you know.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Oh. Are you the realtor?
I'm coming. Excuse me.
Detective Collins.
Detective retired. You the reporter that called?
Kolchak.
You want to know about this case from 35 years ago?
Well, if you remember any details about it, anything that wouldn't have been in the paper.
Kind of hard to forget it. 3 women, faces disfigured, their bodies dumped in the public parks.
Now, the newspaper accounts say the case was never closed.
Body dumps are the hardest. Not knowing where somebody died makes it much tougher.
Did you ever determine the manner of death?
Mr. Kolchak, I probably investigated over 200 homicides in my career. None of them gave me nightmares like this one.
Why, because of the violence?
Because of the suffering. Those girls had needle marks on their bodies.
They were injected with an anesthetic.
Paralyzed, but awake, helpless. They died a slow, terrible death. Never even had a chance to cry out for help.
And you never identified any suspects?
I said the case was never closed, but I'm pretty damn sure I know who did it.
Well, who was it?
A doctor by the name of Luke Russell. He'd stolen anesthetics from the hospital where he worked.
And then why didn't you arrest him?
We never got the chance. Shot himself in the face with a 9mm handgun.
He's dead? Are you sure?
Couldn't be much more sure.
Well, you're certain he was the killer?
Well, the killing stopped after we found his body. Mr. Kolchak, why are you so interested in this case?
Because another woman died the same way recently. I thought maybe the same killer was back.
After 35 years. Well, I'll tell you this. If the same guy's going around killing young girls at his age, he's got a hell of a lot more energy than I do.
Thanks.
Get anything yet?
The detective from the 1970s case thinks the killer killed himself 35 years ago. How about you?
Another dead end.
I got something.
What is it?
A burning desire compelled me to look further back into our files to see if there were any deaths that were similar to those in 1970.
1935? You gotta be kidding me.
See for yourself.
Three women, victims of wild animal attacks. The flesh on their faces consumed.
All unmarried, all young.
Fascinating, isn't it?
It's weird. 2005 to 1970 is 35 years. 1970 to 1935, that's
35 years.
That is very observant, Mr. Kolchak. I had not noticed that myself.
I know what you're thinking, Carl.
Let's take a look. March 1st, 1900.
3 ladies living alone in the West Adams district.
Attacked onto their faces. Wow, that can't be a coincidence, can it?
Want to go for 1865?
The Beacon didn't start publishing until 1898.
Let's give this notion of yours benefit of the doubt. First murder occurs 1900.
Right.
When this man would be, let's be conservative here, 10.
Right.
So he'd be 115 years old now. going around killing women in his walker.
Hey, thanks for obtaining the exhumation order, Detective.
Consider it a favor to Detective Collins. He's an old friend of mine.
I'm not understanding your interest in this man, Luke Russell, Mr. Kolchak.
I think he may have been involved in murders similar to Jennifer Owens's back in 1970.
That was 35 years ago.
That's right.
Well, how could he be connected to the most recent death if he's dead?
If he's dead.
I can confirm unequivocally this man is indeed dead.
Yeah. I'm sorry for wasting your time, Detective.
No apology necessary. No, wait a minute. Excuse me. Look at that. What? The entrance wound.
What about it?
Well, there should be contact burns, shouldn't there?
Well, there should be, yes. Maybe there were, they just faded with age.
Yeah, but that wound, I would say it's circular, not star-shaped.
It's hard to say, given the condition of the body.
What does it mean?
The original autopsy might have been wrong. This man may not have been shot at contact or even near contact range.
So he didn't kill himself?
No. He may have been murdered. Excuse me.
Jin. You win again.
I don't like losing.
Marlene, I know your secret. Yesterday, I saw you getting dressed. I saw how you cover up. That's makeup on the back of your hand, isn't it? Look, what I'm saying is, you don't need high collars or long sleeves. Not for me. You're a beautiful woman, Marlene.
I don't want you to leave here. Ever.
Jane told me the suspect from 35 years ago didn't kill himself after all. He was murdered.
Possibly by the real killer.
How does that work?
Well, the detective said Dr. Russell stole anesthetics the killer used to immobilize his victims.
He immobilized him?
Yeah, remember what Dr. Shields said about Jennifer Owens not having any defensive wounds?
Right.
Well, that's because she couldn't fight back. Because the killer paralyzed her with an anesthetic.
So the killer got the drugs he needed from this doctor, and then when the police closed in?
He killed the doctor, made it look like a suicide, so they thought they found their man. You going home?
My parents are bringing over dinner.
That's nice. They live in town?
I don't see him as much as I should, but there's something about this story, you know?
Yeah, I understand. See you tomorrow.
See ya.
Kolchak?
It's Nivy. You gotta get back down here, now. Jane Doe, her body found by a horse trail rider in Griffith Park a month ago.
Is that a woman?
What's left of her?
Yeah, her face is missing.
Look, I'm never gonna be able to find a needle mark to prove it, but you gotta believe me.
No, I believe you. If she's been here a month, how come you're only finding out about her now?
Clerical error. Somebody misfiled her case. But if I'm right, it means Jennifer Owens wasn't the first victim. She was the second.
It's 2 down, 1 to go.
Aaron, where have you been?
Driving?
You're late for dinner? You didn't even call?
I, performed an autopsy today.
Perform autopsies every day.
On Luke.
Luke. How did that happen?
These reporters, they know he's involved. They just don't know how.
Well then, that's fine.
You told me he killed himself. You killed him. He did everything you said his whole life, and then you killed him. Just like you're gonna kill me.
No. I did lie to you. To protect you. Your brother was not like you. He was not as strong, as devoted. The police kept asking questions, just like these reporters are doing now. He would have told them everything. He would have ruined everything.
So you shot him? And made it look like he killed himself?
And the police stopped asking questions. They closed the case. If I hadn't done what I did, I would not be here now. You would not be here now.
These reporters, they're not gonna stop asking questions.
They think an old man is responsible. And an old man was. I made sure of it.
What have you done?
I told you before. I'm older and wiser. Everything's going to be just fine. You'll see. My love.
Hello, sweetheart. Let me just put these in the kitchen.
Hey, baby doll.
This place doesn't usually do takeout, but your father insisted.
Well, for us, they should. The hospital board eats there every week.
Really is excellent Italian food. Fantastic osso buco.
So, what's going on?
What do you mean?
You invite us over for dinner on a weeknight? When was the last time she did that, honey?
Never, I think.
I just wanted to see you guys, that's all. I guess it's just a story I've been writing. It's about these women who've been killed. Makes me realize how lucky I am and vulnerable. How easily it can all be taken away from you.
So who killed the women?
We don't know. But they died terrible deaths, Dad. I mean, something bit through their faces into their brains.
Nice dinner talk.
Every one of these women, the killer consumed their brain matter?
Apparently, yeah.
Must we continue talking about this over dinner?
It's kind of strange, though, isn't it? What part of the brain?
I don't know what it's called, but it's right here. Make any sense to you?
Only if it's not the brain he's after.
What else could it be?
Could be the pituitary gland.
What's that do?
It's sometimes called the master gland. It's the size of a pea. Highly prized in some Asian cultures.
What for?
It controls every other gland in the endocrine system. Growth, sex, aging. The myth is that if it's consumed from a live animal, it'll prolong life.
You're talking about cultures that eat the glands of animals.
That's right, but in this case, who knows? I've heard of Stranger.
So have I. Excuse me. Hello?
Miss Reed, it's Marlene Harmon. I'm sorry to call so late.
No, it's all right. How can I help you?
I think I have some information about Jennifer Owen's death you might be interested in.
What kind of information?
Can you come over right now? I'd like to speak to you. In strictest confidence.
Here's her admitting file. So what are you looking for?
You said someone misfiled her case.
Yeah, it did.
I want to know who.
Wait a minute, you don't think that...
Dr. Aaron Shields, ruled her death accidental. The chew marks on the face, post-mortem predation.
Just like Jennifer Owens.
You were right, Alex, right from the start.
You think Shields has been covering up?
Yeah, for the real killer. No doubt supplying the anesthetics he needs, just like Dr. Russell 35 years ago.
Can't believe it. Who are you calling?
Hi, is Perry there? Do you know where she's gone? Oh. Can you just tell her Carl Kolchak's trying to reach her? Okay, thanks.
What?
Perry. Her parents said she had to leave for a story.
You think it's this story?
Well, she didn't say. Hey, do you have Dr. Shields' home address?
I'll get it.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Dr. Shields?
Hello.
What are you doing here?
No more questions, dear.
You're just gonna let this happen?
You okay? It's gonna be okay. I'm right here.
past has endless stories about tragedies that have struck those who've come before us. A history of tears. But nature remains indifferent to our suffering, offering only a cold, hard truth, one that becomes harder to bear the more we learn to love living. That at the very moment life first pumps through our veins, the clock is set to stop.
We're in the Muppet Test Kitchen, where the Swedish chef is making his delicious star-shaped cereal, New Crunchy Stars. Baseball munchies. Only the Swedish chef could create the cinnamon toast taste of Crunchy Stars.
Yeah, scrumptious.
Scrumptious Crunchy Stars, part of this nutritious breakfast. Crunchy Stars, great taste from Post and the Swedish chef.
Scrumptious. I'm talking turkey. I'm talking brown bag and Louis Ridge turkey. Oh, yeah.
From turkeys raised on fresh country water and natural grains come Louis Ridge Turkey Cold Cuts. Turkey Cold Cuts up to 98% fat-free and 100% delicious.
Talk about Louis Ridge turkey. Turkey Cold Cuts. Turkey worth talking about. Healthy appetite. Louis Ridge turkey. The turkey worth talking about.
Remember how determined your parents were to give you the gift of knowledge, no matter how many gifts it took? Today you have a big advantage with the Apple II GS. Apple II computers are found in more schools than any other computer. Your parents gave you the world. You can give your kids the universe. Ever tried dentist?
You know, I love people look at me and they're like, man, you got too many comic books. I'm like, I don't think that's a thing. I do not have nowhere near the amount of comic books that Mark does. Mark is one of my best friends. I've known him for 30-some years. I think I freaked him out the other day, though, because I go, Mark, I don't even consider Mark a friend anymore. And he just looked at me, and I was like, I don't know. At this point, you're just family. I was like, he's been around for 34 years, man. I've had friends with him. And that's the worst part about it is he's 8 years older than me. So I was 15, he was 23. Shit. So, and we've been pretty good friends since I was in probably, we were okay friends, but we became really good friends when I was about ready to graduate. So, but, everybody has friends. Mark's probably one of my longest friends. I got my friend Rick, who's been friends with me since, day one. Our parents were friends before we were born. So, and he's my brother. So I don't even consider him a friend anymore either. He's my brother. My other brother is Dante, who I have been friends with since the 7th grade. So in 1986, we became friends. So, 37 years? Damn. And then I got my friends that I've been friends with, here and there, but yeah. I am old school when it comes to my friends. I still hang out with a handful of people that I went to not just high school with. I'm talking like elementary school. Not many, but a few. So I hope you guys still dig Night Stalker, because we are cruising along, and we're going over to another one of my favorite episodes. I say favorite episodes, man. I don't know if there's. I'm trying to think if there's an episode of Kolchak, the Night Stalker, that I'm not really a fan of. And Probably the Energy Eater, maybe. That might be the only one. I'm just not a fan of the fact that they just didn't have a monster, a real monster. They used the photos and they piece it all together and stuff. I don't dig that. But, I mean, other than that, it's not a bad episode. This is Kolchak, and this is Horror in the Heights. I just love some of the concepts in this episode. I like the monster. I like what the monster does. And I also like the representation of a certain sigil, I guess, used in the proper way, not in the screwy racist way. So I like this episode. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to give anything away, but I'll talk to you more about it after the episode's over. So here you guys go. This is Kolchak, and this is Horror in the Heights.
There are sections of Chicago the guidebooks don't refer to. You can't blame them, really. The guidebook's function is to sell the glamour and excitement of our windy city, and whichever way you dress it up, old age is neither glamorous nor exciting. Roosevelt Heights used to be a plush neighborhood, but the plush neighbors moved uptown, leaving the old people. And old people don't move easily. They become set in their surroundings. Their friends live next door. They've been going to the same store for 25 years. And probably most important of all, they can't afford to relocate, even if they wanted to. The battle of fixed income versus galloping inflation never ends. But even inflation took a backseat here in Roosevelt Heights, as a far greater fear overtook the residents, a terror which effectively dwarfed everything else. October 14th, one Harry Starman was about to break the law. He'd done it before, many times. Gambling on Friday night was forbidden by Hebrew law. So, to escape his wife and to escape going to temple, Harry and his cohorts took drastic measures. There were other residents of Roosevelt Heights. The locals had tried to get rid of them a couple of times, but what with the fact that the garbage collection wasn't as efficient as it could have been, they just hadn't been too successful.
You mind if I cut?
Good. Wait a minute, cheat?
You're late? What's with the late? I stopped to get this. They raised the prices again. You each owe me 50 cents.
You still haven't paid for the bottle I bought last week.
I paid you. You did not. Joe, I leave it to you. You were there. I paid you. I'm telling. We're gonna play poker or we're gonna schmooze.
Penny ante, penny raises?
Good. But I paid him. No matter what he said, what are you sitting? Where's the glasses?
Glasses, yes. Did you ever get them? No, I always have to get them. And you did not pay me for last week, and don't stack the deck while I'm out.
Silly old munch. If it wasn't this table, I wouldn't be found dead here.
I hate to go out there. Bacon and ham hocks, pig's knuckles. So who told you to take this job anyway? Then tell a lie so you wouldn't lose anything on Social Security.
You know him. You know him. Ante up. Ante up. Hey, did I ever tell you about the time I played with Nick the Greek?
You did, Harry, you did.
It was in Las Vegas. It was a pleasure to lose to him. He could bluff you without flinching an eyelash. He was an artist.
Buck Feynman, 72 years old, a cantankerous old geezer. No one liked him much. But they allowed him to play poker with them once a week because he was a terrible card player and had been known to lose as much as 75 cents in a single evening. Also, his part-time job allowed their group a safe hiding place for their clandestine games of chance. For Buck's case, this particular night, it was too clandestine.
Who's there? Looks like, hey, Rabbi Schulman, what are you doing out here? Now, no matter what terrible stories my wife told you, it's still only a penny ante game. Wrong, I know, but it's only penny ante.
old guy dropping dead wouldn't get me to cross the road. But things were pretty quiet that week, and there was something in the report that I'd picked up over my police radio that didn't sound strictly kosher.
See, that's how it
I'll
is.
move if I
Hard
just
on the
lie
place.
around here.
Yes,
Let me show
gentlemen,
you.
please, one at a time. One at a time.
Why should we have to live with such tourists?
I'm sorry, but I don't understand you.
Tourists!
Hey, grief and happiness, don't you understand? What happened?
Old guy croaked.
You have a nice choice of words. You expect to escape old age?
Okay, an old guy passed on.
Passed on. What did he pass on of?
No, it was old age, boredom.
Old age, boredom.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Press.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Son, I've seen more dead bodies than you've had TV dinners. Oh, yeah. Old age and boredom. How'd it happen?
Well, apart from the old people, the other tenants in this area are rats. And rats do get hungry.
Rats.
Anything else you want to know?
No, of course
you take care, okay?
If only we didn't send him out for the glasses.
I really liked him.
He was a nice guy.
Did any of you gentlemen here know the deceased?
Sure, I know him.
What was his name?
Feynman. Buck Feynman.
His real name was Julius. Buck, he got from the movies. He loved movies. Hey, you a reporter?
Mm-hmm.
Then how about reporting, for instance, how come the health department don't get their cans down here and clear out the rats? It's not only here. You see my apartment building around the back.
Health department? You work for the health department?
Me?
Yeah.
No, that was my brother. No, he was in charge of printing up quarantine signs. That was a long time ago.
What about the rats?
Well, we all have rats, sir. I mean, you should see the one I work for.
Talking about rats that eat you before you can get a decent Jewish burial.
Uh-huh. Well, you may have a point there, Mr. Sir, your name? Yeah.
Starman.
Starman.
Harry Starman. You writing this?
Yes.
Starman. S-T-A-R, one R.
One R.
One R, yeah.
Starman.
You know, I understand we've all got problems, and we gotta handle them. Okay, I understand that. But on top of all of that, rats? Rats that chew you up before you even get cold?
Well, how long was he dead?
You see, we were playing poker. I brought some wine, he went to get some glasses, and about a half hour later, we went to look for him. And that's when we found him, right, fellas?
Right. 1/2 hour.
Half hour.
What did the police say?
Nothing. Nothing official.
Unofficial?
Well, it had to be longer than half an hour for Feynman to be devoured, that the old guys made a mistake and they're getting senile.
Well, it is an old people's neighborhood.
Well, old doesn't have to be synonymous with senility, Tony. How old are you? Just imagine. There's all these old people hanging on to whatever they've got left out of living in this ghetto with flesh-eating rats breeding all around them like rats.
All right. Here, put it on the wire. Well, take out that bleeding heart stuff.
Bleeding hearts? Me? Where? Oh, the tragic death of Julius Feynman, age 72. Tragic offends you.
Just make it the death of Julius Feynman, age 72. We don't want to imply that we're tossing brickbats at the sanitation department for malfeasance or anything like that.
You're a real crusader, Tony.
Well, listen, you've got a good angle there. Just get more of it. You get some damning facts, and I'll go with you all the way. We'll slam anyone who's responsible.
Really? You're going to throw a few brickbats, are you? Or is that too rough? Maybe we can just pelt them with some wet biscuits. Here, maybe you ought to sign this.
What is it?
Just sign it, Tony. I gave Harry a few bucks.
What for?
Come on, Tony, just sign it. Well, you won't do any harm. I mean, apart from a pension, he's got nothing. Thanks very much, Tony. You're Richard the Lion-Hearted, Patrick, Henry, and St. Teresa, all stuffed into one big pinstripe suit.
Matty, send up a corned beef sandwich, Lee, and a bottle of cream soda. And fresh pickles this time.
Well, you're working late tonight, Miss Emily.
Oh, I'm helping out with the advice column. All these poor people, such problems. Look at this.
All those women hanging around him. I should have such a problem. What are you going to tell him?
Well, I hoped you'd come up with a suggestion.
Me? Okay. You tell him to get his doctor to prescribe a massive course of hormone treatments. And him, 73 years old.
Is this your story?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Well, may I read it?
Yeah, sure. Not going to help you with that stuff, though.
Oh, no. I'll let you in on a little secret. I just took this job as a stepping stone to what I really want to do.
Which is what?
I'm writing a novel. A detective novel.
Well, good for you.
I needed experience of life. I was becoming insulated in that little place of mine. And anyway, down here I get to use the typewriters and the paper's free.
Well, that's a very good attitude for a professional writer. Madam Emily.
Good night.
When you're finished with that, give that to Martha to put that on the wire. If Vincenzo is going to give me a feature series on Roosevelt Heights, I need more background, lots more. But right now, I'd had enough. I was tired and I wanted to go home. Maybe if I'd done my job properly and gone back to Roosevelt Heights that evening, the Goldstein would still be alive.
I didn't understand it.
What?
The movie.
What's to understand movies nowadays? They take their clothes off. That's all that matters. Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy, they never took their clothes off.
Neither did we, really. Never left the lights on, either. Now that I come to think of it, what would it have hurt?
Come on, Miriam.
Well, what would it have hurt? All that running in and out of the bathroom, putting on our pajamas, all that ceremony. Oh, Saul, what were we so ashamed of?
Come on, Miriam.
Saul, where are you going?
Taking the shortcut.
I don't want to.
What's what I don't want to? We always take the shortcut through the alley.
Now, that was before Mr. Feynman died.
So what is that supposed to mean? Buck Feynman is going to pounce on you fresh from the grave?
You know what I'm talking about. Mr. Feynman, God rest his soul, he didn't just die. He was killed by the same wicked person that's doing that all over the neighborhood.
Those are just kids, Miriam, just kids. Kids don't go around killing people.
All right, Mr. Wise Guy, so what did kill Mr. Feynman?
He died. He was pushing 80. He was entitled.
I am not going to take the shortcut.
Okay, so the cocoa will be ready on the stove when you come home.
Sal? You're a stubborn man, Sal Goldstein.
My feet hurt. It's nothing. Come on, come on, come on. Good evening, officer.
Sal, I was so silly.
Someone called in the middle of the night to let me know what had happened, more or less. I say more or less because that someone was too hysterical to make much sense, but the little that I could glean made it hard for me to sleep. Who croaked this time?
Beat it, I'm busy.
Just a name? Come on.
Goldstein, Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. Chewed up like the rest of them?
I'm not a quiz show host. For one thing, they make better money than I do.
Better jokes, too.
Kolchak.
Hi, Mrs. Starman. Why aren't you home in bed?
Who could sleep in an atmosphere like this? Listen, Mr. Kolchak, I know who did it.
Yeah, sure.
Please, Mr. Kolchak, listen to me. I'm telling you, I know who did it.
Mrs. Starman, would you do me a favor? You're right in my picture.
But you don't understand. I'm the one who called you.
You what?
I called you.
Why didn't you identify yourself?
Didn't I?
Come on, Mrs. Starman. Let's have a talk.
He lives there. It's his restaurant.
Who?
The man who murdered the Goldsteins, the Hindu.
Why would he want to kill the Goldsteins?
He's a Nazi, that's why.
Harry, excuse me, but you usually don't find Hindu Nazis in any great number.
Look, the Goldsteins were Jewish, right?
Yeah, well, this is a Jewish neighborhood, Harry.
Sure it is. That's why he chalks up those swastikas all over the place.
Well, how do you know it's him, Harry?
Look, he moved in here a couple of months ago, just after the rats chewed up old Mrs. Resnick, and that's when the swastika started to appear. I mean, Mr. Kolchak, what sort of a nut opens an Indian restaurant in a Jewish neighborhood? Me, personally, I'm not too crazy about kosher chutney. Do you mind?
Yeah, well, you got a point there.
Sure, he's up to something bad. I saw him the other night. He was painting swastikas all over the door and fence back where he lives and back of the restaurant. I'm telling you, he's as crazy as a bedbug.
He is.
Who are we talking about?
All right, Harry, let's go see. So?
You'll see, you'll see.
Yeah?
Huh? Well?
Here? Yeah? Okay.
Huh? Was I right or was I right?
You was right. You want to join me?
Are you kidding? I can barely climb the stairs, let alone a fence. I'll wait here.
Keep your eyes peeled, huh?
Hey, Mr. Kolchak, how did you get around there?
Not around there, I'm around here.
Mr. Kolchak! Rakshasa.
Well, am I glad to see you guys.
I bet you are. Okay, Kolchak. Let's have it one more time.
Okay, this will be the fifth one more time.
Oh?
You got nothing better to do, have you?
You kidding?
Now, you and Harry climbed over this fence, right?
I went over, Harry stayed outside.
Why?
Why what?
Why did Harry stay outside?
He was an old man. His fence climbing days are over.
Maybe he's afraid of you.
Maybe you ought to have your marbles examined.
Oh, boy. I love a wise guy.
Okay, keep going, Kolchak.
Well, let's see. I dropped down over the fence. He was back there. I moved out a little and took a couple pictures. And then I heard him scream.
What's going on here?
Police business, that's what.
Are you up to it again, Prodman? Weren't you reprimanded for getting a little rough a few years ago?
Oh, me?
You all right, Carl?
He was just giving testimony. Tell him, Kolchak.
No, that's right, Tony. No, just like the officer says.
I'm surprised at you guys. Surprised and very disappointed.
Am I out, Tony?
Yes, you're out. Now, let's see here. You are Prodman? And you're a new face around here. What's your name?
Come on.
What's your name?
Thomas.
Thomas. Thank you very much.
Reading between the lines of all the police hassling, their message came through. Poor Harry had died of natural causes and then been stripped of his flesh by rats. That theory had been passable in the case of Buck Feynman, specious in the case of the Goldsteins, and now in the case of Harry Starman, just too hard to swallow. After all, I had been there. I knew that Harry had been devoured in the short time it takes me to click off a couple of snapshots. Mr. Grievance! Frank, you remember me, Carl Kolchak, INS? INS, you fumigated our offices last January for roaches.
Oh, yes, I remember you. You still leaving those half-eaten donuts and bagel crumbs all over your desk? Ain't much any exterminator can do for you. You keep up that kind of behavior.
I don't eat bagels. Vincenzo eats bagels.
Oh, yes, you did. Listen, is there something I can do to help you? Quickly, I don't even have time to break for lunch.
Yeah, okay, now, your typical urban rat. How long does it take a pack of them to destroy a good-sized carcass of beef?
Oh, I've worked in some of your big packing houses.
Yeah.
Sometimes a pack of brown rats will strip a whole beef carcass in 12 minutes flat.
12 minutes.
Oh, and then again, sometimes the joke's on them. They get caught in the grinding machinery.
Unless you're getting spray all over your sandwich, poison.
Well, what difference does it make? It's all loaded with chemicals and preservatives anyway.
12 minutes for a steer, huh? How about 1 minute for a human-sized carcass?
Oh, if they're deprived of their normal food, they can do wonders. But 1 minute? I think they're getting into the piranha category. It just don't seem feasible.
Thank you. And bon appetit.
There you go, Sahib. Magum bak.
Magum bak. What is it?
Beef curry.
Beef curry? Well... yes, it looks like curry, but I don't see much beef. Well, it's not, bad.
Wait till it starts doing the flaming sword dance in your colon.
Shalom. Sit down. You get many customers in here?
Are you kidding? In this neighborhood, if it's not chicken soup and matzo balls, forget it.
That's what I heard. That's strange, him opening a place like this.
It's crazy. But he's like that. Let me tell you something. I saw him talking to one of these old neighborhood guys, right? You know what he asks? He asks, does the old guy ever see any of his friends or relatives hanging around at night? Well, the old guy tells him all his friends and relatives are dead. So do you know what the boss says? The boss says it doesn't make any difference if they're dead or not. Does he see them? Now, that's crazy, right?
Is he at home?
He's never home. If you saw where he lived, you wouldn't ask why.
You ever hear your boss talk about something like a rakusha, rakaka, raka, something?
Uh-uh. The only thing he's ever talked to me about is to wash my hands before I serve the food to people.
That's considerate.
Why? Why all the questions?
Well, I've only got one more, really. Where's the bathroom?
The curry's getting to you already, huh? It's out back, Sahib.
Out back?
कुछ करना नहीं सकता अफसोस अफसोस
Carl.
Yeah?
Carl, just recently you were making some big noises about a series on the plight of the old folks down at Roosevelt Heights.
Huh?
I haven't seen one written word about it yet.
Oh, I was down there tonight, Tony. No, something very weird is going on. It's coming together very oddly.
You're dripping on my desk.
What? Oh, yes. Well, look here, see?
Oh, that's a national disgrace. A man that age having to eke out a living as a busboy.
No, those are East Indian clothes, Tony. He tried to kill me with a crossbow.
A crossbow?
Yeah. Yeah, look here. This is where he lives, see? See those swastikas on the wall?
Wait a minute. A crossbow?
Yeah, for crying out loud, a crossbow. Look, see there, right in his hand? It's kind of blurry, but you can sort of make it out if you squint your eyes a little bit.
A crossbow and swastikas, and he lives in Roosevelt Heights?
Yeah, that's right. Listen, I've been doing a little reading. Apparently, the Nazis did not invent the swastika. It's a Hindu sign. It's very old, used to ward off evil spirits.
Ward off evil spirits?
That's right.
You know, in the year 1066, the Saxons lost the Battle of Hastings because their crossbows were no match for the Norman longbows in terms of range and accuracy. In that way, two disparate cultures were melded.
You know, Ron, in your own quiet way, you're... Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Ron. Non sequiturs are going to drive me into a state institution.
Yeah, Tony, I heard this man say something about a Rakusha or an Aksha or something. You ever heard anything like that?
No, and I don't really care, Carl. I'm just going to finish some work and then I'm going home. Suddenly, I'm very tired. Very tired. You're dripping on my desk again. Oh. Indian swastikas, Norman conquest. Am I supposed to see God's design in all this?
March 3rd, 12:15 a.m. Officers York and Boxman, 12th Precinct, making their normal rounds. They've been told to keep an extra lookout since the events of the past couple of days. It would have been better for them if they hadn't.
Oh, what's the time?
It's only 2:30.
It's gonna be another long night.
Yeah, let's roll.
What are you stopping for?
Well, I saw somebody run into that alley.
Where? Down there?
Yeah.
I don't see a thing.
Could have sworn I saw something.
All right, you win. I'll take a look. Tomorrow night, I'm driving all night long.
Okay.
Hey! Hey, you in there!
What'd you see?
There's somebody creeping around in there. Sergeant DeVito, I thought he was in the hospital.
Mom?
What did you say?
That's my mom out there.
What do you mean, your mother? That's Sergeant DeVito. Sorry, just stay back. Sorry, just stay back. Don't come now. Don't come any closer. Sorry, don't come any closer.
This is one of my most prized possessions. I doubt seriously you'll find a better 3rd century rendering of the goddess Kali anywhere in the world. I always like to say, the 3rd century is when the cult of Kali flowered. Cauliflower, vegetable. I'll be with you straight away. Excuse me, will you feel free to browse?
Oh, Mr. Marriott Lane. Yeah, my name is Carl Kolchak. I'm with the INS, and you, sir, are the foremost expert on East Indian arts. And I have a few questions for you.
It's Lane Marriott, not Marriott Lane.
Yes, certainly, certainly. Now, let me see what I can do about not putting the cart before the ox. Now, I'm trying to find out something about a creature named Raka Shuchi, Raka Lanki, Raka something. I didn't hear it too well.
But there are a plethora of Indian words beginning with those syllables.
Well, yeah, well, this rock takes pleasure in eating human flesh.
You're talking about the Rakshasa.
Oh,
It is
that's
the business
it.
house.
That's it. Good. Well, that's all right. Don't worry about me. I don't have to be back at the office. Now, go on. Give me the proof about this Rakshasa.
Well, the Rakshasa is the disciple of Ravana. Ravana, whose deeds were so horrible he stopped the sun and the moon in their course.
You know, I had a date with a girl in college just like that once.
Mr. Kolchak, I value my time. If it's your intention merely to be a music hall wag, please state so.
No, please. I was just trying to ease the tension, and I noticed that you were a man who appreciated a good joke over there. I mean, cauliflower.
Yes, now again.
Good. Yeah. Well, go on.
Well, a Rakshasa is an evil spirit who can possess a man's mind and delights in the consumption of human flesh.
Really? Well, I had a run-in with an old Indian, or maybe it was a Pakistani, I don't know. Anyway, he tried to kill me with a crossbow. Now, is it possible that he's a Rakshasa?
Think, man, think. I just told you a Rakshasa is a spirit, a myth. They're not real. However, a crossbow is the method prescribed in legend by which one may destroy a Rakshasa with arrows blessed by the divine Brahma himself.
Well, then this old man was trying to kill a Rakshasa, or thought he was. Well, why would he take a shot at me?
The chap's actions seem understandable to me somehow.
Oh, you do enjoy a good joke. So that's all the Rakshasa are after, huh? Eating people.
After Ravana, their leader, was killed, the Rakshasa lived on leaderless. They drifted into a timeless limbo where, according to legend, they send emissaries into the living world to see if the time is right. To see if the time is ripe for their reappearance on the face of the earth.
When is that?
When the world has slipped to the edge of the abyss. Mistrust, decadence, moral decline.
I see. In other words, they might be getting their marching orders right now.
Now, you really must excuse me.
Yes. Well, I'll just hang around here. Say, my boss might like this as a paperweight. How much you getting for it?
$3,750.
Oh. Well, come to think of it, he's got a sentimental attachment to one he's got now. It's a little round ball with a little cottage inside. You shake it up and snow falls on it, you know. Did you ever see Citizen Kane?
Yes! Yes. Take a look at that hanging over there. You may find it of use.
Thank you. Ah, yes. I remember her well. Tony?
Yeah. Oh, this is it, huh?
Yeah.
The story that starts out with the rodent problems of the lower income old folks and degenerates into this drivel about some evil spirit that comes from New Delhi and makes sandwiches out of people.
It's a Hindu spirit's got nothing to do with New Delhi.
Also appears to his victims as Carl Kolchak, but actually looks like Bongo the chimp with fangs.
See, he only appeared to Harry Starman as me, Tony. Why don't you read the thing thoroughly? Now, the Rakshasa have magical powers. They seduce the victim to death by taking on the image of someone the victim trusts.
And poor Harry Starman, he trusted you.
Well,
obviously, he never had to depend on you to come up with a cogent story, something that'll turn a profit.
Tony, you gotta put this story on the wire now. If only one paper picks it up and prints it, some butchery may be prevented.
Put this on the wire, put myself up for ridicule, put myself on unemployment?
Now think about it a moment, Tony. Just think about it. Consider the logic. Before Harry died, he called my name. He thought he saw me. Now, that young cop, what's his name? York. The scuttlebutt is...
Scuttlebutt?
The rumor is that he believes he saw Sergeant Ernest DeVito, a guy who's been a father figure to him all of his life, and DeVito was on sick leave because of a coronary.
Oh, he just wigged out because he saw his partner get hurt.
Well, what did happen to his partner? Eaten by rats while York stood by and watched? Come on. Listen, it's the way the Rakshasa works. He plucks images from the brains of those he wants to slaughter. Someone he knows that they can trust. Even if the paper's printed as a joke, it might make sense to some of those old people, worry them into being careful.
Sure would make sense to them. They're senile.
Just a minute. You may be my employer, but you're walking on eggs when you talk that way, Buster.
I'm sorry, but this is a little too much.
Come on, Tony, do it. Will you do it? Put it on the wire, will you?
As far as I'm concerned, it's bedtime for Bonzo.
Vincenzo, where are you going?
That's none of your concern.
Vincenzo, come back here! That's where I get all my stories.
All I've been able to get out of him is that he's going to the doctor for some shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'd like to give him a shot in the head. That's what I'd like to do. Ah!
Great Brahma, creator of all creatures, to you I commend my unworthy soul.
Sir? No, wait. I'm not the Rakshasa. I'm the Kolchak, Karl Kolchak.
Please, I wish to apologize for last night. I thought you were...
The Rakshasa?
Yes, I'm sorry. I never thought I would be old. Look at me now. My eyes don't serve me, my hands betray me, and my courage is as shaky as my body. That is why I fired at you. Oh.
You're very ill. It looks like you've got a fever here. Listen, I've got a car outside. Let me take you to the hospital.
No. I have to remain here and try to complete my task.
Hunting the Rakshasa?
Yes. I am a servant of Brahma. I must do my duty. For 60 years now, I have roamed the world seeking and destroying the Rakshasa wherever they appear.
Have you ever gotten any?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. A few.
60 years. How old are you?
I'm nearly 80. And I'm afraid I've destroyed my last Rakshasa. All I can hope for is to pass on arrows to another of my kind.
Here in Chicago?
To combat the Rakshasa, one must be clear of mind, but most of all, honest and brave. Perhaps you. You best go home.
You need a doctor. I'll bring my car.
No. Please go home. It is dangerous here for you. The Rakshasa knows I'm helpless. I can sense him lurking nearby, waiting to strike. Like the spineless cowards they all are.
Easy, Poppy, easy now. I'll find a way to take care of you.
Please, remove yourself from here. And take these with you, should you have to defend yourself. Please. But, no, take them. They're blessed. Don't let yourself be fooled. He will present himself to you as someone you know and trust, but you must shoot. Shoot, or your flesh will be ripped apart.
I got one problem, Pop. There isn't anyone that I trust.
Don't be fooled. His power is that he can find a person and deceive you. Go home. Don't come back. You'll be ripped as if by mad dogs. Oh.
Stop. Don't you come nearer. Emily? Emily, what are you doing here? Did you answer me?
Well, I just had to follow you. You know all about the haunts of criminals, and I wanted to have some real-life research for my novel.
Well, I don't care about your novel. Now, if you don't stop right there, I'm gonna have to shoot you.
Oh, Carl, I just wanted to experience a case for myself. Put down that bow. You're scaring me.
Well, then you stop walking.
Carl.
I mean it, Emily. I really mean it.
I'm frightened down in this bad place.
Emily? I'd like to have told Miss Emily that the Rakshasa appeared to me as her. According to the legend, it meant that I trusted her. But then I would have also had to tell her that I shot a steel arrow straight into her. I don't think she would have appreciated that. But in the final analysis, what's the difference? As long as we all trust each other, why should anyone's feelings be bruised? Why, Miss Emily, you look absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. I have an appointment.
Really? A business or pleasure?
Business.
Miss Cowles.
Oh,
I'm Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, Mr. Cartwright. Mr. Cartwright, Mr. Kolchak.
How do you do, sir?
My pleasure.
It must be very nice working with such a great lady. Allow me. She gives the best advice, even medical advice.
Oh, I'm sure.
She's right on the button.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Cartwright. Oh, hormones. Oh, Mr. Cartwright. Good luck, Emily.
Thank you.
Let's see, where was I? Yes. And if you happen to be walking along a lonely country road one night and you see your favorite aunt coming toward you, good luck to you, too.
Ever tried Denison's chili? With a chili taste that stands alone. Because it's rich and thick with beef, beans, and special spices. How rich and thick? This rich and thick. Denison's chili, the taste that stands alone.
Why I like stovetop in the canister. When the crew from work's in a partying mood, stovetop in the canister's our favorite food. For 2, 6, or 8, it tastes so nice. We redo the scene so we can eat it twice.
Stovetop stuffing in the canister. This is a Hershey Golden Almond Bar. As you can see, it's loaded to bursting with some really top-notch almonds, and it's thick as all get out. These are its little brothers, the solitaires, rugged individualists. A single almond, each with its own chocolate topcoat. With the Golden 3 Bar, this is considered one of the finest collections of chocolate in the world. So no need to bring home foreign chocolate if you're traveling abroad, but you might want to pick up one of these handy little candy knives. The Golden Collection, only from Hershey.
This Grand Slam breakfast comes with so much food, I can't believe it's free. It's only free if they don't serve it within 10 minutes. Well, then tell them to wait. I'm in no hurry here at Denny's. Denny's.
Have your Grand Slam breakfast served in 10 minutes or it's free. Only at Denny's.
National.
So, I hope you like Horror in the Heights Kolchak episode. As you can tell with the sigil that appears in this episode, it is the proper use of the sigil, which is for good luck and prosperity, and basically like a warning against evil. You know, Nazis had to come along and screw that all up. So it's like finding the old pictures of like the New York. You know, there's a basketball team in like the 1920s. So you're just like, wow, that picture did not age well. So. Oh, man. So, I hope you guys did Kolchak as much as I do. Legit, one of my favorite television shows of all time. They do a lot in just the 20-some episodes that we get. So, I mean, it's good. It's a fun show. And I still enjoy it to this day. And I can't praise it enough. So, as I sit here and ramble on about Kolchak. So that is all for tonight, and I want to do you guys a little history with this one here. We're going to talk about Link Wray. Link Wray is your favorite guitar player's favorite guitar player. You know his music, and you just don't know you know his music. He's the reason, man, so many people got into guitar. He had that really deep, really just growl on a guitar back in the day. And he was Native American, which you did not have, especially in that day and age. I am a fan of this album. I am a fan of Link. Like I said, I don't think we would have the guitar players we have now if it was not for him, even though a lot of them admit that he is the reason they start, like Slash admits that he's a Link Wray. You can find a great documentary about him called Rumble, and it's about indigenous American indigenous peoples in music, and he's one of the big players in that documentary. So, and like I said, you know you've heard him. So, go out, listen to this. This is Link Wray and the Ray Man. This is the 180 gram black vinyl. Boom. Pretty black vinyl. This is a great album. I guess this would be the quote unquote greatest hits of his. So, yeah. Can't go wrong with that. And we're done talking vinyl. We're going to talk about a couple of things. The Captain is working on his first movie. I'm doing a segment in Amityville Aliens for one Donald Farmer. We are casting. We've got a lot of roles cast now. A lot of great actresses. It looks like I got my cameraman booked. I got music booked. We raised money. I talked to my money guy, and we are fully funded. But if you'd like to help donate, we have an Indiegogo, so you can find Indiegogo with Amityville Aliens. I'll be putting something up for that. Maybe I'll put a signed prop or something up, or a couple things, man. Maybe you can die in a movie or something. So we are doing great with that. I will show the list of actresses and actors soon on the Facebook page. And still, to this day, I gotta scoot over here, pull this off the shelf. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers. I can taste it. 10,000. We get this. One of you gets this. The animation by Filmation. I will send this to one lucky subscriber in the continental United States. And you will get that, and you'll be able to read it like I did, because I burnt through that in like 2 hours, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention, but yeah, I just like some of this. I mean, like, you get the character sketches of Batman, you get the storyboards, you get like, character shows, you get the list of the episodes and when it aired and all that fun. So you get all the information you ever wanted from Filmation. Boom, 10,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We're this close. Let's see if we can get there this weekend, maybe. I don't know. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Every Monday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, we have the Group Therapy TV podcast with guests from all walks of life, actors, actresses, writers, producers, directors, wrestlers, comic book artists, writers, producers, you name it, I will get them on the show. We got a couple really good guests coming up, even though I might take a week off because the captain is working on a movie and working on all kinds of stuff, so maybe I need a day off here and there. But don't know, because I got some stuff lined up, so you're watching SciFridays every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Beast, the Juggernaut, the Bash, the Blowout, the Cartoonomania that runs wild on you. Okay. I can't do a Hulk Hogan. You do Macho Man. Oh, yeah. Gonna go over here and get some, some cartoons. Yeah. And immediately it makes me cough. It's like, how did we not know that man was wired out on cocaine? That's what I'm saying. He's like, oh, yeah, got cocaine in my blood. Got blood in my cocaine system. Oh, yeah. Everybody's got to do a Macho Man impersonation. You do a Hulk Hogan impersonation with like, yeah, brother, I don't think that you're going to get the title. Because I don't think that's going to work for me. So I'm going to keep the title, and then you just play over there and you with your friends. I'll just keep this. That's where it belongs. Yeah. Hulk Hogan. I just can't like Hulk Hogan. Not gonna lie. Not a Hulk Hogan fan. Not a Ultimate Warrior fan either. So yeah. So I hope you guys had fun today, and you will have fun tomorrow. With everything going on and all the funness that is SciFridays. So the captain's putting together some stuff, working on when Kolchak when Night Stalker ends and when Quark ends. So I'm not gonna leave you guys in the lurch. But on that note, I am going to say a good night, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, sayonara, wherever you're at. Take care. I'll see y'all there. Captain out.